Okay, so welcome back. And here is the third live stream for my 8080 assembler. I'm writing in C. I'm working off an example written in D. And I promised that I was going to do some programming off stream and come back later for more of the parsing. But life stuff is happening and I just didn't get around to it. Also, I think it would be good for me to do this live stream anyway. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to rename the trim function because it doesn't really say what it's doing. Basically, I'll do trimming, leading and trailing white space. Then I'm going to re-look at my parse function and I'm going to parse things down in a way that the parse function becomes almost like a state machine. Don't quote me on this. I'm not very verbose on the terminology. Basically, I'll break it down for you. First of all, we got to find out, is the line that you're going to parse, is it a comment? If it's a comment, set the comment and break out of the function. I might have a go-to or something in there, whatever. If there is a comment in there, but there's other things, so you have now comment at the end of the line, then comment and then continue on with the next part. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to break it down here. I want to break it down from right to left, not left to right. First, I want to see, is there a comma? If there's a comma, then you must have a dual argument opcode. So split it apart according to the two argument opcode steps. If there isn't a comma, then it is possible that there is a one argument opcode, or it is possible that there is a no argument opcode. So we will look for space. If there isn't a space, and this is going to be if there isn't a space, because I'll get into it. If there isn't a space, then it is a one argument opcode. If there is a colon, then there's a label. I think I may have to look for the label before all the other nonsense, because sometimes you may have a label on its own line. So, so if you look at max token width is 24, but I'm not really sure how wide that actually will be. I'm imagining like 16 or something. Maybe it won't be. Well, maybe there won't be nothing at all. But anyway, what I'm going to try to do is clean up some code here, get the comments working correctly, then parse a dual argument opcode. Once we do that, I may be able to work down to a one argument opcode and work down from there. Let's see. So first thing, I'm going to take rid of that. Also, I'm going to change my audio music here. It's kind of strange. Let's look for some music. go. Okay, now let's get to actual code. So I'm going to remove this stuff. Okay, because I can just do pointers, and I think I can do equals null just to set them to null each time, because then I can do an if null check. Okay, so trim. So we're going to do lead trail trim, and we're going to rename trim. I think this is a better use of the mnemonic. Cool. So remove the leading trailing white space. Then I'm going to see if it is a here, and this here is not going to quite be a return. End of parsing. So the parsing function might not actually end here, but this parsing part has now finished. Else if it contains a line, we don't want to stop because there might be other parts of the line to parse. So now what I need to do this is hard. This is hard, folks. Basically, what I want to do now let me look at the decode here. Basically what I'm sort of running into right now is, okay, say I have, here I'll just do this. Say I have this, u1 into a cube later not b. This should be valid code, but the way I'm sort of planning this parser is it's not going to be valid at all, or very undefined behavior will happen, because first I have determined that this in fact is a comment, which is fine, that's wonderful, but I haven't removed it from the string. I'll put a new line character there. I'll put an end of line character there. Okay. So what does string return? I'm pretty sure it returns returns a pointer to the first index. So let's do jar stir pointer. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and then if not stir pointer null. So if string pointer is not equal to null, then the contents of string pointer equals 0. So now what has effectively happened is if I were to have this line, then if I were to have this line, basically, yeah, I would have the entire line still, but in place of the semicolon, I'd have a end of line character. Let's just test it right here. Shit. So now what I'm expecting to happen is there's going to be this. I'm going to have this printed. Yep. But then the next line will be this, MVIA01H. That's what I'm expecting. And then I'm just going to comment out this stuff. Just hide it from us. Cool, let's try building it. And then no. CD, okay, I want to go to the assembler. Okay, let's see. I have, yep, test source code. I have move 1 into the accumulator, not B. And I have MVI A01H. And then I have the final comment. This isn't showing. I think that's just some bug I have. I didn't do things in the right order. Let's take a look. Okay, basically what I want to do is okay. I have the delimiter and I have comment. Comment is a pointer. Comment is a pointer pointing to the. No, I can't do what I was going to think. Basically, I want to include. I think I want to include. No, I won't. I'll just put that as a note. This comment code does not include leading colon. And then up here, I will say this comment code includes leading colon. That is very important because that may cause problems further down the line. Cool. I think we have the comment working the way we want. So now I have line. But if you remember, I have the trim white space, and there's a bunch of white space here. And I don't want that. I want that white space gone. So I'm going to do trim white space again. Trim white space line. So I'm going to trim the white space again. And as you see, nothing else has happened because, well, that makes sense because I won't see the white space, but that's fine. So I think the comment is now correct. Now what I have to do is split off second argument if it exists. So we're going to be looking at line now. Okay, so we're going to be looking at something like this line. If at any point there is a comma in here, it is a two argument piece of code, 2 argument line, because yeah, 2 arguments is B and O1H. Okay. Let me look at the code because I think this is fine. Let's do this. Cool. Let's comment out this stuff because this stuff works, and I just don't want to clutter my stuff here, clutter my debug. Okay. So A1 and A2 seem to be working correctly. Let me trim both. So let me do trim white space on both args because I have that function, why not? Now let's close build. Let's 80 test ASM. Gotcha. Right. So why is it not working? Because of this. There we go. That looks a lot better. That looks much better. So I have the 2 arguments being parsed. I had the 2 argument lines being parsed. I haven't touched the single arguments, and I haven't touched the no arguments. And I haven't touched the label, and I haven't touched the no label. And I haven't touched the label. I haven't touched the label and nothing else, and I haven't touched any assembler directives like org, db. So that's going to be fun later on. But let me just look here, right? Let me just look here. Okay, let's try this. Yes. So as you can see, this entire thing is now considered argument 1. But if you look, split the second argument from the remainder. Well, we've successfully done that. So that's fine. arg2 is now done. So arg2 is a2 argument 2 is now successfully parsed. And then of course I don't actually want the return because you may be parsing other parts of the program. Let's see. split the first argument from the remainder. This is going to be the fun part. Basically, what I want to do is split this. But here's the thing. You could have, so what this splits with is it splits with a tab. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to split with a tab. Okay? Because, yes. See how this is like white space? Oh, dude, that sucks. A, B. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to explain the hang up I have. This assembler splits. Hang on. No. It splits at a tab or white space. The problem with that, the complete problem with that, is there are two. There are two. Oh man, how am I gonna do this? Some, there's one. Some, there's two. Here. Label. Actually, one small flaw is parsing. It turns out if you have a label on the same line as an opcode, yes, the opcode may end up as the first argument. So I will introduce a new idea that is sure to annoy purists, but I believe it's not only fine for us as beginners, it really happens in the real world. We will declare that misparse of a special case and have code that checks in just variables for detecting misparse. You're of course welcome to rewrite any and all code, but let's wait until we have finished assembly before we do any rewriting. Better to have something totally working that we can improve than to have something not working. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, yes, 100%. Okay. Well, that's not helpful for me, I don't think. What I need to do is I need to trim argument 1, leaving a trailing space. Then, starting from the back, I will split at a white space. Here. Let me go here. Split off first argument if it exists. So let's do some code. First, trim A1. See how many breaks are in A1. One break. Sorry, one break. If there is one break, one opcode, two breaks, there are two breaks, no break, zero argument, else label on the same line, deal with accordingly. I think that's what's going to happen. Already I have achieved my goal here for this code, at least for this coding session, is parsing the second argument first. Okay. Let's try it. Trim white space and 1. I'm going to comment it out because it's already done. See how many breaks. Okay, I'm going to make two variables, two pointers, temp1 and temp2, which are just going to point to some split strings. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to split with a tab. A tab. And a space. So those are the two delimiters you have. Sprite. Should be on. One moment. I don't know my streams always drop frames so much. I should probably figure out the streaming settings. This is why what we need is we need like I need to have like my own stream up. No, I should be. What? Why is it? What? I don't know. Hang on one moment. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why my stream is so garbage. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do anything about it right now, but next stream I'll try to get that fixed. That's annoying. The signal's better. Am I taking up too much bandwidth? Let's try that. I don't know. Wow, that's like 2,000 kilobits per second. Like that's garbage. Yeah, I don't know. I can't dwell on that. Um, Low bit rate on good network, yeah. Going to expert metrics, the AMF encoders master view.